How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. And, Japanese beer. And that's what we're going to do tonight. A Japanese wheat beer, Witbier. Never had this before. A friend of mine was in New York. Just kind of picked him up on a whim for me because, you know, so I like to review everything and figured this would be something a little bit different. So I'm super excited, as I am any beer I've never had before, to give it a whirl. This is the Oze No Yukidoke, I'm sure I'm butchering that, white Weizen, or Witbier, brewed and bottled by Ryujin Shunzo Company, Japan. Yeah. I mean, my experience with Japanese beers is very limited. Never had this before, like I said. Never even heard of this brewery before. And the fact that it is a wheat beer from Japan has me a little bit intrigued. The only thing I have, I guess you could say, not hesitation-wise, but just a little bit of a mystery here is how old is this beer? On the side here, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, it actually says 250902. If you go by, you know, European dating standards, that would make this a September 25th, 2002 beer. 5% wheat beer is not going to hold up all that well. So we're going to find out shortly what it has to offer, if that stands to be true or whatnot. But anyway, as far as what it says in the bottle, a whole bunch of stuff I can't read up top here other than Monday selection. And that's about it. Down here, Ryujin beer, Oze No Yukidoke. That's it. That's all there is, or what I can read on there. Government warning stuff, American label on the back here, so it can be important. That's about it. Label-wise, it's cool. You know, pretty. Has like a you know, lily-looking flower with a, you know, pestle coming out of it, and that's pretty much it. So there you go. I'm not sure what else to say about it. That freaking cap is hard as hell to get off. You can smell the wheat from here. This has a ridiculous amount of kind of like yeast cakey sediment going on in the bottom regions of this thing, so I'm definitely not going to pour the bottom of this out. Super big head, as you can see. Looks like a wheat beer. Smells like a super flavorful, super potent wheat beer. Super white head, little creamy top to it. Medium to gigantic cascading bubbles coming down. And it's got that nice, cloudy, unfiltered haziness you want with your nice, unfiltered wheat beers. It actually looks quite nice. A little bit of carbonation going on, nothing too crazy. It doesn't look too shabby. Let's see what she has to offer in the nose. It smells spot on to a Belgian style wit, man. Yeah. I mean, it smells pretty good. Not a huge wheat beer fan, but they're very situational for me. Wheat beer to me is the quintessential like golfing or out summer doorsy kind of beer for me. It's something I can, you know, session out, something that has enough flavor for me, stuff like that. So it's not like my favorite style of beer. I definitely put it to good use in the summer months. This is January, early January 2015, so it is absolutely freezing outside, but hey, you gotta try stuff when you get it. So, yeah, but it smells quite nice. Has that nice, sweet Belgian weediness to it. A little bit of yeastiness. Like a nice, almost citriness to it. It has a nice sweetness to it. That little bit of citrus, and you know, it's a wheat beer. It smells like a beautiful wheat beer. Let's see what she has to offer. Cheers. It's not a bad beer. Not a great beer. Not a bad beer. Way more fragrant, way more beautiful on the nose than it actually is in the mouth. Pretty muted in the mouth, but, and this is going to sound super negative, it's not offensive. It's just nice, drinkable beer. Not much to it. I'm not a big chugger of beers, but I can definitely chug this sucker. Uber drinkable. I mean, it's 5%, so you're not talking about something that's going to knock you on your butt. Yeah, not too bad. You know, Asia as a whole, you know, whether it be China or wherever, Japan or whatever, Taiwan, they get a bad rap for beer. Typically, especially in the United States, you know, a lot of people will, if you go to a beer place, whether, you know, it's a beer bar or something like that, they'll have lists of what they have, and usually it'll break it down into countries. A lot of times it'll be like American, Belgian, Canadian. Yeah. Usually when you get to those Asian countries, you kind of just skip over it. This is probably one of the better beers I've had out of the Asian countries. Again, it's not amazing, but at the same time, it's a really nice offering, really nice interpretation of a traditional Belgian style. Has that nice, unfiltered wheat mouthfeel to it. You can taste. It could be an age thing. Like I said, I don't think this bottle is 13 years old, but I think it is a little bit older. So it's kind of lacking that. Not that wheat beers have a pop, but a little bit more sharper flavors, a little bit muted, a little bit leveled out. Well, that's a nice beer overall. Rating wise, I'd give it like a 75. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad beer, but again, it's a little bit uninspiring, but at the same time, you know, not offensive. I hate saying that. It's not offensive like that's a positive. I mean, I'm not meaning it as an uber negative, but obviously it's not a positive either. But anyway, so I'll give it a 75 overall. Availability and value, I do that whole thing. I'm not going to do it with this because obviously value and availability, I can't get it. Someone brought it to me and never seen it before, so that's out the window. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, just for, I don't want to say novelty factor, but just for the uniqueness factor, you know, whenever I get a beer like this, I know there's probably, you know, the times I come across a beer like this in my life are very slim to none. So it's really cool just to try something from a place you've never, or for a brewery you never had before that you probably won't try again. Unless I go there, or unless I'm in like a gigantic city or like New York or Philly or something like that. So, yeah. If you want a wheat beer or you want to try Japan's interpretation of a typical Belgian style wheat, Oze No Yukidoke. Not too shabby of a beer. Just wish it had a little bit more to it. So yeah, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, all three of those places. So if you're going to check us out anywhere, check us out there. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice refreshing wheat beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.